This year has given us plenty of reasons to give carry-on only travel a try. In today's video, I'll be covering 7 reasons why choosing to check a bag on your next trip is a big mistake, even if it's free, which it probably isn't. The first reason to fly carry-on only on your next flight is that it's going to allow you to get in and out of your departure airport as quickly as possible. If you don't have a bag to check, you likely don't even need to check in at the airport with a representative. If you check in online and receive your boarding pass by email, you can breeze straight through security and go directly to your gate, completely avoiding the line of passengers checking in for their flights and dropping bags. Avoiding the check-in line altogether is game-changing for your travels, considering how chaotic airports are these days. Every traveler wants to get in and out of the airport as quickly as possible, and checking a bag means that you have one more lineup to wait in when you arrive at the airport. Due to airport delays, this extra lineup could make the difference between making or missing your flight. Bypassing the check-in counter also gives you the added benefit of not having your carry-on luggage weighed. If your carry-on luggage is going to be weighed, it's usually going to happen during the check-in process, since the agents have the scales to weigh the luggage right beside their desk. Being just 1 pound over could cost you big time. Let us know in the comments if you prefer to check in online or if you prefer to check in person at the airport by leaving check in online or check in at the airport in the comments down below. Sometimes it is nice to speak to an actual human at the airport, but I will still always try to check in online, receive my boarding pass by email, and then be able to head straight to the security gate when I arrive at the airport. As mentioned in the first point, you want to spend as little time in airports as you possibly can this year. And checking a bag means that you not only have to wait in a lineup to drop your bag when you arrive at the airport, but you also have to wait for your luggage to come out on the luggage belt when you arrive at your destination. Having to wait for your checked luggage puts you at the back of the immigration line, the back of the customs line, and the back of any line to catch your next mode of transportation. Those with just a carry-on get to walk straight off the plane, past the row of travelers waiting for their luggage, and then straight out of the airport. In addition to being set back by the delay of having to wait for your luggage at your arrival airport, you may also never receive your luggage. The statistics are pretty horrific when it comes to delayed, lost, and damaged luggage this year. The airport and airline staffing shortage has led to many cases of delayed bags, lost bags, and even mix-ups with luggage going to the wrong airport. Your belongings are also at risk of being damaged with the way airline staff are throwing luggage around in order to meet tight deadlines. There are multiple other reasons that your checked bag may not make it back to you in one piece or at all that go well beyond an overworked airline member being at fault. The increased number of stressed and rushed travelers, in addition to busy airports, make it easy for someone to accidentally walk out with your bag instead of with their own. Airports, especially busy airports, are also prime places for theft. It's not pleasant to think about, but someone may be grabbing your bag on purpose. The next reason to not check a bag is because it's also possible to have your bag not arrive at your final destination due to a fault of your own. It's not crazy to imagine a traveler forgetting that they need to pick up and redrop a checked bag during an international connecting flight. With delays and tight connections, this is probably the last thing on your mind. Having to pick up and then redrop your bag is another line that you may have to wait in before catching your connecting flight, meaning that you may not even make that flight. Unfortunately, your bags still might. While these first 5 points make it very clear that checking a bag is going to cost you in time and stress, I encourage you to also consider the financial costs. If you are flying in economy and do not have loyalty status with an airline or benefits from a travel credit card, you are likely paying at least $30 for your first checked bag each way. Even if your checked bag is free with the airline, be sure to factor in additional costs with your trip that you may not have thought about. It's common for travelers to take domestic flights around Europe with budget airlines. You may only be flying on a $50 ticket for a 1-hour flight, but the checked baggage fees on that flight could be $50 or more. Even if you plan to travel with land transportation, such as taking a bus or a train, you may end up with additional fees for your checked bag. And if you arrive too early to check into your hotel, you may also need to pay a fee to have your hotel hold your luggage so you can start exploring without lugging a checked bag across Europe's cobblestone streets. This last point is a little less obvious, but probably the most important reason to avoid checking a bag this year. Canceled, delayed, and rerouted flights are part of our new normal. If your flight changes and you have just a carry-on suitcase with you, it's pretty easy for an airline to move you to another flight with the same or a nearby destination. In a case where your flight schedule is changed, you can sometimes even request a new destination free of charge, or you may end up with a direct flight instead of a connecting flight that you originally booked. By not being tied to a checked bag that is under a plane somewhere, it means that you are one step ahead of the other travelers and are able to hop on another flight in a moment's notice. Choosing to fly carry-on only and not check a bag is going to give you ultimate flexibility in your travel plans. This could be what makes the difference between actually making it to your destination versus not. And if after hearing all of these reasons you still feel like you need to check a bag, then you are probably packing too much and breaking some critical packing rules, which I'll cover along with some hacks in an upcoming video. Best of luck on your next trip, and I hope you'll subscribe so you can join us back here for more travel tips and hacks next week. Bye!